Sunday night football. Appropriate words.
Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at @GoldenBoot or through PayPal at paypal.me/goldenboot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another edition of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got Dylan in my lap. I got Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. We got Dan D. Williams in the building. And Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good one.
Hey, what mine is?
Right? And so what you don't want to, he can put his mouth on all of them.
Oh no, I'm good then.
Yeah, I'm straight. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right. Yeah. But Happy New Year, everybody. And with that in mind, hey, it was a good one. 2022 was good to us, man.
Man, that was beautiful.
Yeah. On to 2023. Looking forward to big and better things. Fellas, first off, did you have your black eyed peas and your greens today?
Nope.
What?
Somebody gonna be broke with
Somebody
bad
gonna
luck?
be broke.
Hey,
Broke.
Chill out.
Broke.
Don't say that. I still got time.
Better
It's
hurry up.
7:25. Somebody grandma
Better
cook.
Better get the cooking.
Go give me a plate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is something too, man. Tony put in here R.I.P. Gangsta Boo.
Yeah,
Rapper,
man, rest
you know
in
what I'm
peace,
saying,
man.
best known for her collaborations with 3-6 Mafia. Deceased today, you know what I'm saying? So R.I.P. to her. And yeah.
You know, all I could hear is whenever she just did her what do you call it, the verses? And she said, oh boy, she said, Busy Bone, you a hater. She said something like that.
Yeah. Where them dollars at? That was Tony. Where them dollars at? Yeah.
That's
Chris
the one right
Lomax got a question. We're gonna get to it, Chris. I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. We're gonna get there, Chris. Hold on, we got you.
Hey, y'all like and share, share.
This old vet in the building say, let's get it. Tony said, Happy New Year's to the real Nick. I am swag. That's funny. And then
Anyway,
Big Pressure says Big Boot Gang.
what's up, big dog?
Fellas. Yesterday was a day. As far as in football, it was some great games. Well, it was two great games. It was two games that were like saying why y'all even playing right now. And then there was two games like yeah,
It
this
came
is
down to the wire.
right.
Well, what was the most surprising game to y'all yesterday?
TCU versus Michigan. To me,
yeah,
Yep.
I can say that. I can go.
I'm gonna pick one that ain't nobody gonna pick. Iowa versus Kentucky.
Kentucky been bad all year though.
Iowa ain't been good neither. Iowa put up
I don't
21 points.
I don't think Iowa scored 21 points in any 2 or 3
That's
games.
what I'm saying.
Is Kentucky still a basketball school?
Yeah, after this year they lost
the game.
The beginning of the Sugar Bowl surprised me. Kansas State came out a lot of physicality.
That didn't really surprise me. Alabama, it ain't a playoff game. They don't never really play up in those type of games. And Kansas State is looking at it like, yeah, we trying to come make a statement to show everybody we could play with these people and stuff. You know what I mean? I think that's what it was. And Alabama was like, all right, let's get back to reality and let's give them a dose of reality.
All right, let's do what Bama do.
I think Kansas State thought they were playing us again.
That was going with 39 scholarship players.
Yeah, that's because they came out and they was, beating their chest and stuff. I
don't agree with that at all.
Oh yeah, because Chris Lopez says Bama got a lot of calls. I don't know. I think
the referees was bad both ways in a lot of games. Yesterday.
Yeah. They definitely. I'm not surprised by the score. I thought Kansas State was going to put up a couple more, but
yeah. I'll say this though, Deuce Vaughn legit.
Oh yeah.
That dude legit.
Yeah. So, but let's go back to Friday. Florida State reached 10 wins for the first time since 2016. We talked with Ben from Down South Football beginning of the year, right before the LSU Florida State game. And one thing he said was if they get 6 wins, they're happy. 8 wins will be a dream. So I can imagine how they're feeling with 10.
Yeah.
So
I know that Fire Norvell train has slowed down a lot. If it hasn't completely slowed down,
I think it's at a complete standstill.
I mean, I think it should be based off when you look at what they did this season. When
what they're doing in the portal
and bingo, the portal. Yeah. The way they killing in the portal right now, I feel like you gotta let that man keep cooking because he doing something right down there right now.
Yep. Oh, Jordan Travis is a baller.
No, Wilson is a baller.
Yeah.
6'7" putting, man, that's crazy, man.
Right.
The dude had like 100 and something yards in the first half.
Yeah.
I think he caught one pass the second half.
But I mean, that's the thing. They got the weapons and what they was and what they able to do in the transfer portal and bringing all them people back. Their defense gonna need some help because they're losing a lot. But offensively, next year, I know we're not looking forward to next season, but it ain't gonna be no easy game.
Right. And we playing what in Orlando, right?
Yeah,
in Orlando,
Camping World Stadium or whatever it's called.
Right. Tennessee, Clemson. That was another. First of all, this was probably the most orange bowl.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But Tennessee put a whooping on Clemson. Now that game surprised me.
Yeah,
in a way it did. I thought Tennessee would win, but I didn't think that not like that. I mean, Joe Milton didn't look like there was any drop off from Joe Milton to Hendon Hooker. You know what I mean? Like
but see that offense is kind of gimmicky though.
It ain't gimmicky whenever he doing what he doing, bro. Like flick of the wrist, 70-yard pass. Like I didn't realize he was that gifted throwing the ball. I guess that's on me. You know what I mean? I expected there to be a little more drop off there than there was. hey, they might not be going away as far as in the East next year.
I don't think so.
I know a lot of people
he
put South
gone, ain't it?
Carolina. No, Milton
Ain't-
back.
Oh, okay. I thought he was done.
He got
I thought
one more
this-
year. If I'm not
Okay.
mistaken, he got one more year.
But let me say this. Let me say this real quick about Clemson because I know.
Here you go.
Look, man, you guys say you didn't expect that from Clemson, but I ain't see no Trevor Lawrence on the field. I ain't see no Deshaun
Well,
Watson
they
coming
got
out.
they got Cade Klubnik. He the next thing. That's
Well,
what I heard all year when they were talking
Don't
about
look like
DJU. When they was bashing DJU Ungalele all year,
Yeah.
all I heard was put Cade in. He the next thing. Put Cade in, and then you put Cade in for. True enough, he did his thing whenever they subbed him in some for DJ through the season. But whenever the defense had time to prepare for just him and know that he was the guy, he didn't look any better than DJ has all year. So I need people to stop bashing DJ and start doing what Daniel doing and start looking at Dabo and asking, is he the problem or is DJU the problem?
I think Dabo was the problem.
I do want to say and I said it before, and people thought I was taking shots. It's a lot different when you the starter and you're not coming off the bench. But go ahead, Dane.
Look, I'll tell you like this. Dabo is overrated. I've said it 20 times and I got called out. But I'm telling y'all, Dabo and Ryan Day, more so Dabo, but Ryan Day is overrated too. Both.
Nah, you can't. We'll talk about that in a second.
0-5. 0-5.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hmm.
But if you're going to keep
0-5.
Yeah, he's 0-5 against top talent.
Who?
Equal talent,
Dabo.
Ryan Day.
I mean, Ryan Day, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But that's what
Didn't they make
but
the championship game 2 years ago?
And they lost.
but
I'm
they
just
had to
saying,
win one of
they
them
had to
games
win
to
get
make
in.
it there.
How are they 0-5 if you won one?
Hold on. We can go look at it. He's 0-5.
No, I mean, I
They
don't
lost
have
to-
to look.
they lost
I
to
don't have to
Alabama.
look.
They lost to Alabama in 2020.
You literally had to win a game to make it to the championship game. So
Wasn't it Alabama
therefore,
2020?
yes. So
Hold on,
therefore,
let's
you
pull
could
But
not
we're talking about equal talent. We're talking about teams just as talented.
So
as
who did
they
they?
are.
So who did they beat that year? It had
In
to
the
be
playoffs.
Clemson.
No,
Hold on, we're gonna look this up. You said in 2020?
yes.
Yeah, I will say this though: the year we beat Clemson in the national championship game, you could say that he got hosed in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta.
I ain't gonna say he got hosed, but whenever that guy got ejected, whenever
No,
he got
not that. When
ejected,
the fumble,
fumble.
that was the biggest play of the game.
whenever old boy got ejected, that changed the entire duration of the game.
What boy got ejected?
Oh,
He
somebody got
for
ejected or
targeting.
hurt. Yeah.
For targeting.
Mhm.
They called targeting. He hit Trevor Lawrence, and then the very next play, Trevor Lawrence broke that long run. But then also they came back and had the pass that was caught and fumbled that they said was just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was a touchdown that took off the board.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, you can but like Chance Babin say, the good old Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, they beat Clemson. They beat Clemson that year.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
they beat Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence was a freshman then?
No, that was
Trevor
the year
Lawrence
before
was
the
a
draft.
junior. That was his junior year. Etienne was a senior that year. Etienne came back that year for that.
Trevor Lawrence freshman year, he beat Bama. His sophomore year, he lost to us.
Lost to
That
us.
was
Yeah.
okay. And then the following year, okay.
Yeah.
You're right,
And
you're right.
Etienne was a senior. Etienne came back.
Okay, so
for that.
1-4.
Okay, I'm just saying I knew it went 0-5, and then if you look during the regular season, you say against equal talent.
I mean, he beat Michigan except for
He's
this year.
beaten. He's
And
beaten
last
Michigan. Yeah, he's beaten Michigan. They've beaten
Michigan. That's Jim Harbaugh's only 2 wins.
They're more talented.
That's Jim Harbaugh's only 2 wins.
Ohio State is more talented than Michigan.
They beat
And Michigan was more talented than the TCU. And what happened?
They beat Michigan State
physical
last year.
Jim Harbaugh want to play pretty ball. That's his problem. Just run the ball.
But as Chance Babin said, the good old Ryan Davis born on third base thinking they hit a triple.
That is true.
But Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma too.
I agree.
So I mean, it's a lot of people who you could say that about. I don't think that just because they inherited good programs, that's necessarily a knock on them.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fact that he hasn't had to build anything yet. So
I mean, Lincoln Riley is doing that right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Doing what?
Yeah.
What building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't have nothing there before he got there. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say they ain't have nothing. That was bad the year he got there. But before that, Clay Helton wasn't terrible out there at USC. He wasn't.
Either.
He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great, but he was good. They won 9 games the year before he got fired.
Hey, our good friend Travis Miller did say that before yesterday, the Big Ten was undefeated in bowls, and then they lost both games. Which were they two biggest, big things. So when we had that conversation, are they top heavy? And obviously,
very much so.
Obviously they bottom heavy. And
well, no, I think
I ain't gonna speak too fast because we still play tomorrow, so I'm gonna be quiet.
I mean, that's fine.
Right.
I said they still top heavy. It's just that the top of the other conferences is just
better.
Yeah.
Or they play better. TCU play better than Michigan.
I say that. Yeah, they play better. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So speaking of Michigan and TCU. Yesterday, Michigan got beat 51 to 45. Let me say this: the game wasn't that close. Michigan was when I checked, because I think I even looked at. I was like, let me take Michigan first quarter -6.5. I left to go to the store to pick up some to cook for today, and I checked the score, and the score was 14-0 TCU.
I say this: if you would have told me that Michigan would have been outrushed by like 80 yards, I would have told you ain't no way, bro.
Right.
Especially with TCU best running back getting hurt early in the game.
Especially on the first play of the game for Michigan, they broke a 50-yard run.
Yes.
Like, I was expecting Big Ten old school football, Michigan running down your throat and just completely manhandling.
Apparently, that's what Michigan's quarterback thought too.
Yeah. Start running your mouth so much.
Exactly.
When you
well, he said Chance Babin says 4 turnovers is hard to come. Both teams had
TCU
3 turnovers.
Had 3.
Though.
Yeah, TCU
both teams had 3 turnovers. So
right.
I mean, you can't really blame turnovers in that. One team was just better.
Well, and to Chance's what I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying. To Chance's to his point, TCU's got 2 pick six with those turnovers. So Michigan didn't capitalize on the turnovers.
Michigan
shout out to my boy Bud Clark.
Yes, sir.
Ash Trojan, baby.
He was on that team that made it to the state championship game.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, with that tight end that went to Stanford. I can't think with that big. Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't they win state in basketball that year?
Yeah. That was them and
wasn't he on that? Wasn't he on that team though? Did he?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. 3-1-8, baby. You know how we do.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
So who y'all rooting for in the national championship game?
TCU.
Oh, we gotta get to another game first.
Yeah, we gotta get there. Well,
my bad.
I was having a conversation yesterday. Shout out to Quez. He always come in the spaces. He usually come in there and be talking crazy. But he was in there last night, and this was right after the Michigan TCU game. We was talking about it, and I was like, man, at this point, I just want chaos. I just want to see the chaos, just to shake things up. Michigan, but let me get back to this game. Was Michigan hosed by the referees? It was a SEC. It was an SEC crew. When I say hosed by the referees, let me talk about kind of the 2 plays. The one play where he caught the pass, he was laying on his butt and he was bobbling. When he gained control, he was in the end zone, and they say he was down at the 1. And then I think the next play, they were running. They stopped. They stopped forward. Then they stopped forward progress and then called it a fumble.
I don't think the forward progress wasn't stopped. He was trying to reach the ball and he ended up fumbling.
Okay. But then and then at the end of the game, at this point it was past that, and I don't think it necessarily mattered. But the targeting that would have gave them an extra play to pick up or the first down and at least an extra 2 plays.
I don't think it was targeting though.
I think it's definitely targeting.
I think it was targeting, but I don't think it matters at that point.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters, but it was definitely targeting.
I think
it was targeting, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you could say they got hosed by that. I mean, the only one I feel like was bad was the touchdown that they didn't give him the pass that they didn't give him credit for. Don't fumble the ball though. You know what I mean? Like true enough.
Hey, you
like,
shot
true
yourself
enough.
in the foot 4 times.
And then I mean, whenever you went for it on 4th down in your own territory, you know what I mean? Did the referees hold you for that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's easy to say the referees cost them the game because they made a bad call or missed a call here and there. But Michigan beat themselves on a lot of this stuff.
Why are you doing the Philly special?
To a tight, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, bro.
Stupid. Get the points. I'll run the ball. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like what Daniel was saying, Jim Harbaugh got a little too cute in some of this, and I feel like Michigan cost themselves the game before I say the referees cost them the game.
Gotcha.
But that was a bad call on the touchdown, though. That was a touchdown.
Yeah. They. Anyway,
I'm glad.
Ohio State and Georgia. Ohio State. We talked about this. We said it. I know Blake has mentioned it. We talked about it during Spaces. I think we talked about it on our show. Georgia suspect is hell in that secondary, but they were so good throughout the season. We talked about it. Matter of fact, when we went on to
with Larry for the love
of the game, and we said, hey, they kind of suspect back though. I don't think they're that good. They say, nah, they good. And they broke it down and stuff, but they gave up 500 to us, and they gave up I don't know how many. Hey, if I'm not mistaken. CJ had 200 in the first half.
He was carving them up.
Yeah, he was.
I tell you, if Marvin Harrison don't get hurt, Ohio State don't lose that game.
Bro, Marvin Harrison is the truth.
Hey, I will say this: the last 2 games Ohio State has played, Michigan and Georgia. What has happened is the opposing team has found a way to take Marvin Harrison out of the game in the second half and pretty much eliminate any threat that he was against Georgia before even the hit that saying that put him out for injury. He wasn't getting nearly as much because other people I think they started doubling him and other people started getting open. They were tearing it up. But the threat of him still remained. After that,
yeah, when you take him out, then they can go back to playing how they want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like when he on the field, even if he's like you say, even if they're quote unquote taking him away, that's still he taking 2 defenders every play. You know what I'm saying? So it opens it up for have you say his name, and some of them other guys. Yeah. But I want to say this: we talked about
100 and some himself.
Yeah, killed him and a tutty. And but we talked about on for love of the game about how Jaden played into Georgia's hands a little bit because he wasn't mobile. You know, he was hurt, so his mobility wasn't a factor like he was the rest of the season. And we talked about how CJ Stroud plays into what Georgia wants because he's a statue. My boy showed yesterday he ain't no statue. So I had to apologize because I was talking about how he got negative 20 yards on the season or whatever the case may be.
He just chooses to throw. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We hadn't seen it, so I didn't know what he was capable of. You know what I mean? But yesterday he pulled all his bag. He was in his bag, and he was running on the move. He was scrambling. I think he had a 30-yard, 20-yard run or something like that late in the game. That was huge.
That run he did at the end to set him up for what could have been the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
But see, that was
Joe Burrow.
That's another
thing. Was Joe Burrow LSU type.
We'll get there. We're gonna get there.
We'll get there. But but I just want to say, like, people talked about that boy all year. As far as, you know what I mean, he ain't really that good and all that. Like, dude yesterday shut a lot of people up, man.
He did. He did. We listen. I'm gonna say this too. Please don't come in spaces intoxicated, saying silly stuff like
Nussmeier and Jaden
Daniels are better than CJ Stroud. Please don't. Because
that's that Pat.
I want
nobody. He shall remain nameless. I just say
that. Sound like something Patton to say.
It sounds like something a lot of people would say, not just him. But
but we'll say that. I'll leave it at that. But Mr. Chance, the timeout before the fake punt was the play of the game.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah. At that point, when they did the fake and then they called the timeout or whatever,
Mhm.
I was like, if you're gonna just go for it. The fake punt called them off surprise. They were gonna get it too.
Oh, that fake punt was so beautiful.
Yeah. Adam C. Y'all so
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, that fake punt was huge, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, good coaches, you know what I'm saying? They do what they do. And I feel like the whole first half was Ohio State. Like everything, they
Went
couldn't
their
have
way.
drew it up. Yeah, they
Yep.
couldn't have drew it up better for the first half. You know what I mean? And then in the second half, it's just like the
Stetson
better
started
coach.
Stetson.
Well, he did, but at the
listen.
the better coach came into play, and what
Yeah,
they was able to
Kirby.
do on defense. And shout out to Todd Monken because that second half he turned that offense up.
Georgia led the game a total of 55 seconds.
Yep,
Yeah.
after that last touchdown.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, and Stetson making he gonna play in the NFL. He'll
As
win
a
it, bro.
backup, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll make a roster. He made a set name for himself to make a roster to show he got some. You know,
I feel like his decision making ain't always the best.
Nope. I agree.
I like that.
But
He was
I
putting
feel
that
like
ball in some good places.
He's accurate.
He a gamer. I say that for sure.
He a winner.
He one of them dudes like TCU quarterback. You know what I mean? Like a Utah quarterback. You know what I mean? They might not be the most talented guys in Jaden Daniels. They might not be the most talented guys in the world, but they gonna give you every 100% that they got, and they gonna leave it all out there on the field. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? Like you can't help but to respect that, bro.
Somebody gonna chop up you saying that Jaden Daniels ain't that talented.
Nah,
that's not what I was saying. But yeah,
but
just correct it.
Jason, some we've been talking about, especially since last night. I think if we're healthy in the SEC championship game, we probably keep this thing close. Stroud started killing them with his legs along with his throwing ability. Let me say this.
No,
I'm saying yes. If
I agree
you
with that.
if
he
you
didn't say we would win, he said we keep things closer.
If you don't have the field goal return and you don't have the helmet interception, that's 14 points. It's a completely different game. You lost by 21, 20,
26.
Is it
34?
Okay. That's 16. That's we
either
way.
I don't know.
50 to 24.
I don't think you could do that.
28. No, it was 50 to 29. You're right.
Those two plays realistically changed the game. That
it was just better than us.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing with that. But if we scored first, we were moving the ball. They blocked the field goal.
50 to 30.
50 to 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So we blocked they blocked the field goal that put them up. I mean, in return for a touchdown, they put them up 14-7? Because we would have been up 10-7.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Now they blocked the field goal. They went up 7-0.
Oh, they went up 7-0 with the blocked field goal.
Yeah.
So
they 14-0 like fast.
And then with the
we scored after that. We scored after came right back and scored. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it was 7-7, and then they scored 14-7. And then that's whenever the pick six off the helmet happened.
Jason, we made Stetson look like a Heisman candidate that game. Mm-hmm. The problem wasn't really our offense. The problem was our defense.
Yeah, but
defense
that's the thing, though. That's
season.
what he's. But that's the whole point is if our offense is healthy, it's a closer game, and it is because our offense is better. It's not as limited. It's more dynamic if we're healthy. Jaden scrambling keeps drives alive longer, keeps our defense rested for longer. You know what I mean? It all plays a part in it. It's complementary football, bro. Keeping drives longer. Jaden's legs kept drives alive all season long, so our defense could rest. And if you take that off and he has to just win throwing the football, he's not going to be as effective. So our offense isn't going to be as effective. So our defense is going to have to play more. If you take away that pick, our defense went right back on the field because of a pick and gave up a touchdown like 2 plays later.
I think you still have to be able to throw the ball deep.
He can still throw the ball deep, but that wasn't the problem against Georgia. The problem against Georgia was he couldn't run, and he's half as effective if he can't run.
Right, but I'm saying he still would have had to been able to
he threw the ball for 200 yards in the first half.
He was doing it. It wasn't dink and dunk.
So if he has the ability to run and he's still able to throw for 200 yards, that doesn't how does that hurt us?
I don't think it hurt us. I'm just saying
so
it doesn't matter.
You can't,
we lost the game. I'm not gonna get into it. It's fine.
It's a topic that was brought up, bro. Like it ain't like we're trying to debate. I'm just saying.
No, y'all
I
go ahead.
I don't see how anybody can say that if we was healthy, it wouldn't have been a closer game. Like
I just think they were 2 touchdowns better than us, even if we was healthy.
But we lost by four possessions.
We lost by 20, and so if they was a 2 touchdown, so that would have been a 14-point game instead of a 20-point game. So it would have been closer if we would have been healthy.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
By definition, you just answered and agreed with what he said.
All right. So the Ohio State Georgia game, Michigan TCU game, instant classics. Was this by far the best college football playoff semifinals?
Objectively, yes. Subjectively, hell no. 2019 was.
Oh, because we were LSU.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said objectively, yes. Yeah. But if you ask me what's the best one, I'm gonna say the one we won.
For sure.
Exactly.
Because typically, but I get it. I get what you're saying. That's a lie. But
I ain't even entertaining that.
Yeah. So what was the did the committee get it right?
Yep.
Obviously.
They did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have 2 games that close, and every other year we've had at least one blowout. Yep. So to have 2 close competitive games, they got it right.
And all the people that were saying that Bama should have got in, no, they shouldn't have. They got it right.
Okay, because I saw this.
Bama should have beat LSU.
I saw this. I saw somebody yesterday post the Bama Kansas State score, and then they posted Kansas State beating TCU and was like, Bama should have been in over TCU. Bama got snubbed. But what about the time when TCU beat Kansas State pretty convincingly? You just gonna leave that part out?
Right.
Like Bama had their chance to get in, bro. They didn't take care of business.
Bama lost to a 3-loss Tennessee and a 4-loss
LSU. Well, 3 loss in the regular season, yeah. And then on top of that, Bama fans talking about they want TCU to win because then they'll be national champions because they beat Kansas State and Kansas State beat them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna try to claim it.
UCF style.
Yeah. Right. I missed this, and let me go back for a second. Y'all forgive me. I know this was going to be an auto at one point, but I do want to talk about this. ESPN. Let me holler at y'all for a second. They put this graphic up of Peyton Manning cheering on Tennessee against Clemson. And they put, he was the quarterback from 94 to 97. And then they said he was the 1998 national champion. It's a lot of things that's wrong in this, just in this graphic by itself. But I do want to say, I thought about, technically, I guess it could have been possible because the 98 champion is the 97 season or something. Yeah, I know that stuff gets kind of tricky. But let me put it like this. 2-5-1 all day. T. Martin won that championship. I'm not saying T. Martin is Peyton Manning or anything of the stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying that hold on. Because that's what I am saying.
You're showing everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I know.
The fourth wall. Come on, man.
Yeah. But what I am saying, T. Martin beat Florida and Alabama in the same season. Peyton Manning didn't do that. He got him over that hump and got him in the championship.
Hendon Hooker did.
That's true too.
So Hendon Hooker did something. Never mind. But I say this though. If you ESPN, I feel like that's knowledge that, like, I don't even know how does that even get to that point where
you are the highest.
Like that don't get caught.
The highest of the highest.
You're the worldwide leader in sports, and you don't know Peyton Manning ain't got a national championship. Come on, man.
Oh, yep. Speaking of, that Rail said it. he got the jersey that the show that Tennessee won in '98.
This man don't know if he a Tennessee fan, an Auburn fan, an Ole Miss fan, or
LSU fan.
Nah, he ain't no LSU fan. We know that. I
But
guess Tennessee was the one paying that day.
He got ties all up. Well, you know, so
he got the jersey free.
Yeah, T. Martin gave him the jersey.
Oh yeah, okay, that's why he a T. Martin fan. I understand.
So for those of you who may not know, Rev, my dad, was T. Martin's first football coach. He actually convinced T. Martin to play football.
Taught him how to throw a football.
No. He may have perfected the craft. But he did, like he literally convinced him to play football and not baseball. Yeah. So when he goes, he's been out to Cali a few times. Well, when he was out at USC, and that's when he got the jersey. So
okay, then that's what's up.
So yeah. So but back to the regular schedule program. SEC this bowl season, it's been very disappointing. We talked about Kentucky getting blanked. Florida was just Florida, and so they represented us, but you know what I'm saying, in name only.
I feel like we need context for some of this.
Yeah, because I think the teams that were supposed to get beat got beat.
I mean, like Florida lost, true enough, but Anthony Richardson didn't play.
That's true.
Kentucky lost, but true enough, Will Levis didn't play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need now. Ole Miss is the one to me. You just can't excuse that one. That one was terrible. You know, like that one I can't.
They didn't even show up.
Texas A&M ain't play.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad.
Petty. I'm supposed to be the petty one, but but like if you look at like Tennessee, you know what I mean? Like I feel like yesterday they started holding down, but Arkansas beat Kansas. You know what I mean? That was a pretty big win. Missouri lost, but it's Missouri. You know what I mean? Like they played Wake Forest, and Wake Forest had their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So like some of that matters.
He's gone now.
Yeah. South Carolina, I feel like they lost, but I mean that was a
held their own
game. Yeah, that was a damn good game. So I mean, I feel like you can't take nothing away from that. And then yesterday, you know, 2 out of 3, and the only one that lost was Kentucky, who didn't have their quarterback. So I feel like the record thing is a little bit misleading sometimes.
Right. But let me ask this, because this was mentioned somewhere else. I think this was a Spaces or a comment on the show. Is this a down year for the SEC?
No, I mean, whenever you have so many players sitting out,
I'm not just talking about bowls.
I feel like if it's a down year because 2 teams that make the college football playoff, then that's a little bit of a reach, considering that this is the first year any other conference has had multiple people make it. You know what I'm saying? Like the one year the SEC don't do it and one other team do it, it's a down year. Nah, like it ain't supposed to be that way. I mean,
if Alabama if Alabama would have made the playoffs, would people still say it was a down year?
Nah, that's the thing. Alabama's not in it, so they feel like it's a down year.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like when you look at the number of teams that were in the playoff hunt at some point you had Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and LSU all with a chance to make the playoff the last week of the season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that can't be a down year. Right. Like the way it played out might not have made it look like it was a great year for the SEC, but going into the last week of the season, you have 4 teams with a realistic chance to make the playoffs. Like I don't feel like you could say that's a down year.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's touch on LSU real quick before we get to what I know is going to be a debate.
Yeah, because I'm ready for that question.
I know. What do you want to see as far as for LSU in the bowl game? What do you want to see from LSU?
Hey,
throw the ball.
Put our graphic up for the show. I'm gonna show you what I want to see.
All right, hold on.
Throw the ball down the field.
That bottom right hand corner, 5 to 8. I want to see a lot of that.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see right there. I want to see what we saw against Tennessee, against Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like what we saw against Tennessee and Florida, and at that point where we was on that winning streak, where our offense looked like it was clicking on our cylinders. I want to see that again. I want to see no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Jaden, whether it's Nuss, whether Walker Howard play, I don't care who it is. I want to see our passing game where we think it need to be, with the quarterback being confident in himself to make the throws and the receivers making the plays that they need to make the receivers getting open and catching the ball. From both sides, I want to see our passing game be where it need to be. And the running game. Like, can we see John Emery, who we thought we would see at the beginning of the year? Can we see Noah Kane? Can we see, Josh Williams? We know we getting out of him, but can we see some of these other people play to the level that we thought they was gonna be?
Right. Not only that, I want to see the depth of the. I want to see them get some of those young defensive linemen in. I want to see what they could actually provide us next year in their rotation.
That's a good.
Of course,
point.
I know we got the transfers coming in too, but I like to see that. I like to see Tolan get some reps at linebacker, showcase what he can do for next year, and also I'm curious to see what Latarius Welch can do.
Yeah.
Hopefully he get in and he can ball as well. So this on the defensive side is just a preview of next year.
Yeah.
On the offensive side, I expect them to look better. Because they are better.
I think it's gonna be a coming out party for some of the people on defense.
Yeah.
I feel like Savion has been making plays all year, but I feel like he's gonna kind of have that opportunity to have that kind of Ali Gay Mississippi State or Harold Perkins Arkansas game. You know what I mean? Where he jumps on the national, like everybody like, oh, you gotta watch out for that dude next year. I think he's gonna have a two sack type of game where everybody really knows who he is after this.
Right. I think we're gonna see a lot of 42.
Like you said, like I want to see Quincy Wiggins. I want to see Quincy Wiggins.
Kind of like what Travis said, the quarterback that they have coming in for Purdue is a scrambler. So
it's just spy.
Yep.
But I also want to see our pass rush show that they know how to rush that type of passer, and that they know how to rush without getting too far upfield, by still rush by keeping their lanes and not getting out their lanes and stuff like that. Yeah, keep contained, especially that. I want to see them show that they can rush the passer, even though that he's not a true pocket passer type of guy.
Right.
Yeah. All right. What will 10 wins mean?
It means a lot.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot.
I mean, that's the momentum you want going into next season.
Well, not just that to me, but I mean, what?
Three
Miss game, three game losing streak. If you don't, you know what I mean. Like that ain't how you want to end the season.
Right.
So and I know this has been kind of a controversial topic, but the whole is bowl games meaningless stuff and glorified exhibition and all
BS,
that,
bro.
I agree, it's BS because you got a chance to win 10 games in Brian Kelly's first season.
That's right.
And if we get to 10 wins, the people in the offseason are going to start bragging on Brian Kelly like he won 10 games in his first. You know what I mean? Well, one of them games was a meaningless game to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really meaningless.
If you lose 3 straight, it's going to be the other.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I feel like it's a good way to kind of go put the stamp on the season. You know what I'm saying? Kind of close the chapter in the right way and kind of set you up momentum wise for next year in a positive way.
And see, and that's the thing for me. When people say that the games are meaningless, the bowl games, that's not true. Because a lot of those kids aren't going to play in the NFL.
That's true too.
A lot of them aren't. I mean, it's going to be their last time ever suiting up.
That's a great point.
And playing for that team. So you can't sit up here and say, well, it's an exhibition game. No. that's I don't like that.
I mean, it's just like South Carolina. South Carolina had a chance to win 9 games.
Yeah.
For the first time since 2017 or something like that. You think that's meaningless to them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for Brian Kelly, you think winning 10 games his first season is meaningless?
Right. Nah, in the SEC, yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro. This game ain't
think
meaningless.
Purdue is coming in and they don't want to win this game against LSU?
You think Drew Brees don't care? Drew Brees want to win this game.
Exactly.
Speaking of, Ed O said, watched an interview with Brees and the Purdue QB Burton. He said that the kid is a stud and will have a good game Monday.
What are you supposed to say?
I was just about to say it ain't like he finna come out and be like, well, this dude really trash.
He sucks.
Yeah. You say hi, man.
He has a noodle arm.
I get what he's saying.
I can throw it farther than he can.
It's a lot of coach speaking that Travis kind of broke down on saying when he had a son. If y'all hadn't had a chance, go back and check out our Thursday conversation we had with Travis Miller from Behind the Rails, the Purdue podcast on Believe Network. And he talks about this. So he talks about Burden and that he's basically he's a runner.
Yeah. He FIA
FAU. And then so it's funny because the way he described their quarterback Austin Burden, It reminds me of how a lot of people
Malik
think
Hornsby.
Malik Hornsby is the first when I said, okay, I said it's gonna be like the Arkansas game. But no, I was gonna say this is like what everybody say Jaden do. So, very interesting. So
Now, okay, with that comment right there, you just made things interesting. Because they say he a run quarterback who doesn't look to throw. This dude really might come out and sling for 300 because he gonna come play like Jaden play, and people think he don't throw the ball.
yeah,
It could be interesting.
could be.
And Ed Oze, I mean, he's boosting his confidence. But if Breeze says someone is a decent QB, I'ma listen. LOL. I don't know about that.
He's the coach. He's not going to come out and say this kid sucks.
I say this too, though. Just because someone was great at something doesn't mean that they know how to spot greatness in other people.
Hey, didn't Drew Brees also speak highly of Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael?
I was gonna say he spoke highly of some of the quarterbacks we've had on our team in the past, like Ian Book.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just saying, I get what Ed O, Nuts Bus Driver is saying, but at the same time, I don't feel like, just because Breeze said it, that don't mean dude finna turn into, prime Michael Vick or nothing. You know what I mean?
We also know Breeze was a stat chaser anyway, so who knows?
I mean,
I just had to
don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that conversation, bro.
All right. All right, I guess we can go ahead and go to it though. Talking about the bowl games, we talked about one topic that comes up every season during this time: to play or not to play.
Chris,
yeah, to play or not to play, the opt-out debate.
Here we go.
Yeah,
can I go first?
Yeah,
go ahead. All right, you should play. This is in my altar call. I don't care. My altar call is gonna be Bryce Young. I'm gonna tell everybody, but I don't know what Saban. I know what he's done. Those kids love that program. I mean, he just sells them on a program. There's no other way to slice it. You know what I'm saying? It's hey, we play for Alabama and then we focus on the draft. And kind of like what BK said yesterday, or he said it today. What you gonna go practice on the 40 some more, or you can go put out some more game film and you can finish it with your brothers.
How much game film did Bryce Young really have to put out?
Bingo.
What did you see in Bryce Young yesterday that made you say, "Hey, now I think he's a first-round player"?
I don't think that has anything to do with the draft.
Okay, from
his standpoint, because he's gonna be a top 5 pick no matter what. I think it's the fact that I kind of like what they said. How am I going to go out and tell my teammates to play team ball, and then I make an individual selfish decision? Some people would say selfish. I don't think it's selfish, but at the same time, it's an individual decision.
But is it up to us to say it's a problem? If their teammates don't feel like it's a problem, then who are we to say it's a problem or it's selfish? Because some of those people were teammates would probably say, "Hey, I understand. You gotta look out for yourself. Go get your money." Because just like we say, when a player enters the portal, his teammates will feel some type of way about it. But we see players enter the portal and their teammate are encouraging them, "Hey, I'm happy for you, bro. Go ball out." You know what I'm saying? So we can't project our feelings and our thoughts to what the team feels and how they view things.
Well, and this is the thing. So Will Levis would have played for Kentucky yesterday, right? You had guys, like I said earlier, it's their last time playing football forever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they would have not wanted to get skunked in that last game and would have rather have Will Levis play with them?
Let me ask you a question. What if some of those players who this was their last game, just like in this instance in Purdue, Austin Burden, this is his last game.
Mm-hmm.
If the starting quarterback for Purdue, O'Connell, if he plays, Burden didn't even get this chance.
True.
Valid point too.
But it's the reason why he didn't play.
Because what?
Because obviously he wasn't a better quarterback.
Okay, but
and he didn't get his team to how many games they won? 8 or 9 games.
All right, so this is where I'm standing. This is why I stand on this. I get that point, but I also feel like the point of what BK was saying, as far as what you're gonna do, go train for a 40. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. Because hold on, there's people who literally get drafted just because of what they do at the combine. Literally, that's the only reason they get drafted.
Hello, Cyril Grayson.
And so there's people who get drafted for that reason. And so, yeah, I already have game tape out. I already have it out. So what is one more game tape gonna help me more than going to train on this? Like, I know for a fact this will help me get drafted. I don't know for a fact that one more game tape is gonna help me improve my stock.
But it's if you're looking at it from that standpoint, then you leave. But if you're looking at it from a program builder and for playing with your teammates and finishing out what you started, then that's different.
I see both sides, but at the same time, I feel like there's no right or wrong answer in this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people have to stop making everything black or white. This whole
it can only be
gray.
this. No, you're right.
It's a case by case scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just as easy as Bryce Young and them came back and didn't get hurt, we've seen people come back and actually get hurt.
Yeah, the kid from Ohio State a couple years ago.
Not just the kid from Ohio State, Jake Butt from Michigan. Yeah. No, Jalen Smith from We've seen plenty of people get hurt. And true enough, you can get hurt. True enough, that's a good one.
You get hurt running your 40.
You can. Yeah. But let's weigh the risk in that. Which one are you more likely to get hurt in?
You're right, playing.
And so I feel like this whole thing
it rarely happens though. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter, but it happens enough to where you have to weigh that risk. And that's why I feel like every case is a risk reward scenario, and they have to look at it. Is the reward better than the risk? And for some people, like I know people have mentioned Jay Ward is playing in this bowl game. Great. I'm glad he is. He's one of my favorite players. But Jay Ward can benefit from playing in this game more than some other people because Jay Ward is putting in tape at corner. So now he has extra game tape at corner, whereas some people, if I'm a wide receiver, I done got 3 years of tape at wide receiver. One more game isn't going to benefit me like it will benefit Jay Ward of playing multiple positions. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a case-by-case basis, and you can't just sit up there and say, oh, well, he's doing it, so he should do it. No, it ain't like that. His risk is not as big as his risk, and his reward is bigger than his reward.
I think you're right. I mean, it's a gray. It's no black or white.
Yeah. Let me say this because I want to address two comments in the chat because I understand Chris says Bryce Young just solidified him being the number 1 overall pick by playing in the Sugar Bowl.
I disagree.
What did Bryce Young do yesterday that he hadn't done the previous 2 seasons or 3 seasons?
Nothing. If he was gonna go number 1, he was gonna go number 1 either way.
Right. All right. That's true.
And then Ed O says,
I think if Kayshawn would have came back, that could have helped Kayshawn if he would have had a good game.
But Kayshawn wasn't going pro.
Kayshawn had a good game.
He was coming back for his senior season. See what I'm saying? Like, so.
Okay, but let me ask you this: you say that he just literally had a really good game against Georgia.
He had a good play. He had a couple of good. That wasn't a great game, Pooh.
Okay. All right.
Based off what his stats? That's what you're looking at.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Stats don't tell the whole story. How many times did he get open? But how many times did he get open and the ball not come to him?
Matter of fact, hold on. Ann and Daniel, hold on. Daniel, I'm gonna ask you this question: how many times did you go to the game and we were talking in the chat, in the little, saying Twitter chats, and you was like, man, Kayshawn got the team hype. He got, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
That's an intangible. You're right. That's an intangible.
Okay.
But you still have times whenever he was pouting too, though.
He had 6 catches for 107 yards and 1 touchdown. That's a good game, sir. That's a good game.
That play? That was at what, 67?
That one play was 53 yards. So yes, he had a good game, sir.
That's a good game.
So I would say this too, though. What we look at and say, oh, he ain't gonna get drafted. It's not necessarily.
He's not a first round pick.
We're not getting. I'm not getting into that tonight. That's not my debate. What I'm saying is what people look at and say, oh, he's not gonna get drafted high or whatever. They look at stats. Stats only tell you a certain part of the pitch. How many times was he open and didn't get the ball thrown to him? How many times did he draw another defender, a safety over to his side that opened it up for somebody else? That don't show up on the box score. But those are things that the scouts look at and say, oh, that was good for him. That was good. He ran the right route. The way he set his defender up and stacked his defender, but it was a bad pass. But he did everything he was supposed to do. So
you're talking about Kayshawn, or are you talking about in general?
I'm talking about in general. So what I'm saying is we can't just look at the stats and be like, oh, well, such and such ain't gonna get drafted high. He ain't got no stats. Stats only tell half the story.
Hey, that's true. But when you're dropping balls and they throwing them right to you,
that's cool. How many of them? I mean, how many times was that the case?
All right. So Edo, others, his comment was, it shows character is what Nick was really saying. I wish more people would echo that. So let me get to that. All right. This, I think the biggest thing with this debate, because a lot of times the conversations that we have are rooted in something. This is a generational thing. Older people, a lot more older people are like, I don't think you should quit. I don't think you should opt out of the bowl game. You're quitting on your team, this, that, and the other. A lot more younger people say, hey, you need to do what's best for you. Because if you look, society the way it is right now, if you look, a lot more older people of the mindset, stay at a job, work a job for 20 years and fight through all the hold on, what's called? Fight through all the noise or whatever, however you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't enjoy the job or you fight through, you stick with it, and then boom, you know, hey, it'll work itself out. A lot more younger people are like, I'm at a job, it's not producing what I needed to. I'm gonna move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have to stay at a job 20 years. I can make money and do this, boom, boom, boom. I can be an entrepreneur, all this. And there you go. And Edo, you say you're 28. You're still older than the generation, the current generation. You're still older than the college kids. So that's what the difference is. So yeah. That's my take on that. I think it really is a generational thing, the way we look at it.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's just like the transfer portal and the NIL. You know, you got a certain generation that's saying, "Oh, you know, they're ruining college football just because it's not the way that they grew up on it." You know what I'm saying? And just like this bowl opt-out thing, they didn't grow up with people not playing in bowl games, so they feel like it shouldn't be that way. And I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong. All I'm saying is that, like, there's people there's people who don't want to adjust to change, and I think there is an age aspect to it too, Pooh, but I also feel like there's a cultural aspect to it to a certain extent too.
Yeah, so
no, that's true.
I think we can't be too hard on kids because
they're kids.
They're kids. They're gonna do. You gotta look at it. You gotta do what's best for you, because a lot of times, a lot of anyway. We're gonna circle the conversation, but I just let you do it. You know what I'm saying? What's best for you. From the producer, Henry Ruggs was the first receiver taken without getting 1,000 yards, and a lot was based on his 40 time.
Yeah, and that sucker was a game changer too whenever he got the balls in his hand.
And you don't think Kayshawn would be if he did the same thing? Like,
yeah, I think
he showed it one play this season. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Daniel, I'm gonna say this. You're basing everything off this season. What happened to him last season? Why did he do that all last season?
Oh, he got hurt last season too, Pooh.
So
he got hurt the season before that too.
How much
the season before that?
Yes,
well, he played.
He started late in the season.
Yeah. Right.
But let me ask you this: how much of a camp did he practice this year? In the summer in the summer he did.
Kayshawn?
Yeah.
Kayshawn trained.
He missed the entire spring.
Oh, because he had surgery.
Summer.
You're
exactly.
Right.
So half of the first half of the season was him getting back into football shape for a lot of the point. So I feel like you can't just look at the whole season. That's what I'm saying. Like, go ahead and fact check the producer, Chris. Go ahead. I'll be right here waiting on
you. Yeah. But that it is what it is. We'll see, you know what I'm saying, in due time. Because I'm pretty sure somebody will do a study to say, you know what I'm saying, opt-outs versus people who play in the games and see.
That's true. And Chris, Henry Ruggs played in every game in all those years also. It wasn't like he was hurt or nothing like Kayshawn. So, yeah.
But I mean, they had studs too, though.
So LSU don't got studs? Interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
But they don't have. They didn't.
That's very interesting. Very interesting.
Say he Ruggs also played along.
Ruggs is also playing against a Heisman Trophy.
Chris, you the one who said Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas could be first rounders. So what's your point here?
He don't know. He don't know.
What's your point?
All right, fellas, here we go.
Let's go.
All right.
I'll go first.
Okay, I'll let you go ahead. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I need my boy D'Angelo Russell. Actually, not my boy, but Snitch Russell. I need you to come on down to the front. Play that clip for me, Pooh.
On a late turnover, were you surprised that Zion jumped the pass?
Yeah, I mean, he just ran through my guy, took the ball. He's playing football, we playing basketball. We can't touch him or guard him, so good for him.
In the words of my boy Kobe Bryant, soft, just soft.
Pussy.
Zion ain't doing nothing that hasn't been done before in the NBA. The problem is a lot of y'all are playing soft now, and when somebody actually comes and plays big boy ball with y'all don't know how to handle it. It's not football, it's basketball. He's just good at it. He just happens to be a big man, who's able to use his body to do what he needs to do on the basketball court. And the fact that he stole the ball from you on the final play and led to a game-changing steal and dunk on the other end is the reason why your feelings are hurt. But all you had to do was step your game up, play a little tougher, play a little meaner, and go grab the damn ball. But instead, you decided to let Zion take it, and you want to go cry about it. Zion ain't playing football, man. He playing basketball. Y'all boys need to step y'all weight up. It ain't a problem when Giannis does it, but when Zion does it, it's a problem. I think y'all just mad because y'all was calling him fat, and now he taking that anger out on y'all on the basketball court. I told y'all, players ain't going nowhere, man.
All right. I'll go next because
they was fat shaming Zion.
Yeah, now he taking that energy out and using it on the other end. It's a problem.
Yeah. I got the Dane, you got the positive, so I'll let you go.
Okay.
Last. All right, here we go. I need Gary Han, whatever. I need you to come to the front. Let me holler at you.
It's the Sun Bowl. And amongst all the illegal aliens down in El Paso, it's UCLA 14 and Pittsburgh 6. That's with 11:15 to go in the second quarter. Let's go to the sidelines. Tony Haynes.
Well, NC State, not a lot of depth in the secondary.
Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I know you heard it.
Bruh.
I know you heard it.
He knows better than that, man.
One more time. I ain't gonna play
Bruh.
just one more time.
It's the Sun Bowl. And amongst all the illegal aliens down in El Paso, it's UCLA 14 and Pittsburgh 6. That's with 11:15 to go in the.
This man really said amongst all the illegal aliens, the Sun Bowl. I'm trying to look. We'll see. The Sun Bowl. It is played in where is
El Paso?
El Paso, Texas. Where there is a high. I'm trying to think of the best word. High Hispanic. High Hispanic community. High number of Hispanic people living. Yeah. So this guy came on and basically said, well, you heard what he said. Yeah. Don't tell me about 2022. Don't tell me about 2023. Do better. It's stuff like this still happening. It's not even good enough to say, hey, I'm not racist anymore. And yes, this happens. This is sporting event. It happens. It is no longer good enough to say, hey, I'm not racist. You got to be anti-racist. You got to step up and say something. He was suspended, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's been fired yet, but he was immediately suspended. So, yeah, Gary Hain, whatever. Yeah, bro. I don't know what you was thinking, but that ain't it.
I'll say this, though. I know that in my altar call, but that's what people talking about whenever they say keep politics out of sports.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, and I know that really wasn't political, you know what I'm saying? But you know there was political ideologies and stuff behind that statement. So
Yeah.
that's what they mean, man. Leave that stuff alone, bro. There ain't no need for that, man.
But that was like a Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah.
Like that was wrong.
But it was real.
Yeah, but it was real. The Boondocks. I hate to do this, but Alabama Bryce Young, please come to the altar. Please play the video.
Yeah, I mean, how I looked at it was just an opportunity, another opportunity to play with my brothers, and you know, I love the guys on my team. I love this team. I love this program. You know, going to work with the group of guys that I'm privileged to go to work with every single day. I see how hard we work as a group, how much we pour into this, and how much this means to us, how much it means to me. I think it's most important to lead by example, to make sure that any time that I'm leading, I'm telling other people to do things. You know, I have to do that first. I have to make sure that I'm doing the right things, and you know, I have to be comfortable being held accountable. And for me, you know, another opportunity to lead the team in every way that I can, and to be out there and run out of the tunnel again with my teammates. It was an opportunity I couldn't pass.
Bryce Young, that was amazing. Guys, you're looking at possibly a number 1 draft pick, at least top 5 draft pick, that some people would say he played in a meaningless bowl game. But, I mean, that's the true definition of a leader. He didn't have to, but at the same time, he can't go out there and say, play for your brother, and he don't play for his brothers. So, whatever they're drinking at Alabama, please give it to LSU, because we need some. I'm tired of seeing guys go to the NFL, and you know you're not going to be a high draft pick. You know you're not. We've seen it way too much. So whatever they putting voodoo on them boys, Nick Saban scanning them, whatever they doing, we need some of that. But kudos to Bryce Young, man. Kudos to the Alabama program. I hate to say it, but those guys are definitely bought in. So, hey, win is win it. You shake your head, but
you muted, Pooh. All right,
my
so
bad. Hold up. I ain't trying to steal your what's called.
You are.
But hell no. Oh,
you
hell
are.
no.
Whatever you about to say, you still
I'm gonna ask this. If this is so much about, you know what I'm saying, and I get it, the playing, you know what I'm saying, and you're absolutely right. It's great plays, you know, stuff. If I'm not mistaken, he still got a senior season left.
He does. Why he ain't come back for that?
Everybody who talking about why don't you finish for your brothers?
Guys, did he have to play in that game?
Nope. Do he got to go pro?
Play in that game?
Do he got to go pro?
See, that's you can look at the glass halfway full.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. The last time Bama didn't make the playoffs, what happened?
I don't remember.
They had not in 2019, not in 2019s, and Trevon Diggs and Terrell Lewis both opted out. So obviously Saban ain't doing something right all the time, because they had opt-outs that year, key ones, and neither one of them went in the first round. So obviously Saban ain't doing something right every year. I think we just trying to find ways to pump Saban up. He don't need no pumping up, man.
I think, COVID.
COVID was not 2019.
COVID was not even existed in 2019.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Bro, yes, it was.
Oh, I'm
as
sorry.
Soon as we won the national championship,
and we won a national championship in 2020.
But continue. It was the 2019 season, but go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, them boys opted out that year.
I can't stand your
pump
beard.
Saban that year.
I can't stand
your beard used to look like this too.
No, it didn't.
You wasn't saying
hey, you didn't come out your mama.
I know LSU. I want LSU to be like Alabama this year. You know, we won a national championship.
You sound like a hater.
Players not opting out.
You sound like
you just said you want LSU to be on some Alabama stuff, bro.
Why not?
We just beat them.
Guys, y'all not sick and tired of seeing guys who gonna get drafted in the 6th round leave early?
Get drafted in the 6th
round?
I ain't saying no names.
How many times has that happened?
Guys leave early for us and they don't get drafted, or they get drafted.
How many times you talking about? Because is this a specific case? I mean, because I know it's happened, but I'm just saying
it's happened a lot.
It's happened at other places too.
Yeah, but it shouldn't happen here. It should, honestly. Whenever your team can literally compete for a national championship every single year, and if you come back,
let me ask you a question.
You give your
Alabama can't,
and you give your team a better
Alabama
chance to win.
can't compete for a national championship next year.
Yeah.
Then why the hell Bryce ain't and
they're top 5 picks, bro? They're top 5 picks. Our guys are 6th-round picks, 5th-round picks, undrafted. Why are they going to the NFL? Why?
Maybe it was because the regime we had. Maybe it was because the coaching staff we had.
I think we have a pretty good coaching staff right now.
So
who you feel like shouldn't be leaving that's leaving, and who you feel like a 6th-round pick that's leaving that shouldn't be leaving?
Jacqueline Roy should not be leaving right now.
He's not a 6th-round pick.
He's a probably 4th or 5th-round pick.
Stop it.
Okay. All right. If he came back, he's a 1st or 2nd-round pick.
You don't know that, bro.
How is that? So?
Like we don't know that.
If you come
back and get hurt,
you automatically come back, you're a 1st-round pick.
Guys,
we always say that.
We've seen it.
We have seen it, and we've seen people come back and not go that high too.
If you come back, you're automatically a 1st-round pick. That's what you're saying.
If he come back, he gets more production. He gets better.
Says who? Because Kayshawn came back after his injury, and everybody thought he was going to get all his production. He didn't. Jackson Smith and Jigba came back, and everybody thought he was going to get all this production, and he didn't. Okay. We've seen the reverse of that.
The freak, Anthony Johnson, go undrafted, and he should have came back for his senior year.
Okay, different circumstances.
Countless others.
We can point out on every side,
others.
But yeah,
happens on both sides, bro. But I'm not finna sit up here and
I know because I got a house full of family just sitting there being quiet.
I almost said something. I ain't gonna say it, but I ain't finna ride Alabama like that, man. I'm sorry.
Wow, win is win. I respect the winning program, even though I don't like them. I still respect the program.
They ain't won it in a minute, so I ain't respecting them.
Yeah, well, I like winners.
They ain't won it the past 2 years.
They won yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you, Cream. Chase sat out a whole season, was a 1st-round pick.
You forgot that Chase won the
off a combine, but still though
he won the Biletnikoff.
But he sat out a whole season.
Did you forget that also?
No, he didn't. He won the Biletnikoff the year prior too. He won in 2019.
Exactly, and that was also the COVID year too.
That's true.
So I mean,
but you still ain't answered nothing about my Henry Ruggs statement. But yeah,
what? Yeah, Henry. What do you mean?
Combine got him drafted in the 1st round.
No, his play also his play also got him drafted too.
But according to Chris, you don't go 1st round without.
That's according to Chris. That's according to Chris. That's not according to me.
So you meaning to tell? Okay, I'm glad you said this. You mean to tell me that Henry Ruggs has done more in his 3 seasons in Alabama and college than Kayshawn has done?
I think he was more explosive than Kayshawn.
Based off
of his play.
Do you mean to tell me?
Was he not a game changer? Was he not a game changer?
I think Kayshawn was. You talking about
what he did,
the number 3?
Based off what he did in college, or based off what Kayshawn did in college? Who you taking in the 1st round?
Of consistency.
You can say consistency.
Speed, I am taking Henry Ruggs.
Man, get out of here, bro.
Sorry.
Get out of here, bro.
You're right, Adam. I'm not taking him for his driving skills. I'm taking him because he's a game changer.
This dude right here.
Wait. You serious? Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm taking Kayshawn Boutte every time over Henry Ruggs.
Henry. Oh, that's your
every
bias.
time.
That's your
every time.
Daniel. Henry Ruggs was not. Y'all saying Henry Ruggs all day.
It's the reason why he was.
Okay. He was not even the number 1 option on his team.
Yeah, because look who he was playing with.
Okay, and who was Kayshawn?
Who was Kayshawn playing with his freshman year?
Nobody.
Terrence Marshall.
Terrence Marshall. He wasn't even playing with Terrence. By the time Kayshawn started playing, Terrence Marshall wasn't even on a team anymore.
That's why. Who had a better quarterback play? Who had better quarterback play?
Okay.
You don't want to answer that question?
Who had better quarterback play?
Yeah. Henry Ruggs or Kayshawn?
You had Tua, and you had what's the kid who went to A&M?
Mac Jones.
Mac Johnson.
You had Tua and Mac Jones for one quarterback, and you had Max Johnson and Jaden for the other quarterback. So who's better?
Jaden.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
That was
Please end
our
the show.
show. Because you just saying shit. Just
Thank
to
you. Yeah,
fit in
so we can
there.
end it. So what's the
Just to
point?
fit
Because
in
you're
there.
wrong. That's why
What's
you're
the
saying
point?
shit.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back Wednesday with HBCU Hour.
Happy New Year.
And we'll be back on Thursday as well with another. I guess we'll recap this game and start looking forward. Fellas, I can tell you one topic.
We didn't do the scores.
What's
our prediction to LSU. What's the LSU score gonna be tomorrow?
You ready to go? Go ahead.
All right. LSU 35, Purdue 21.
33-13.
I'm going 38-13.
Man, y'all know I'm lying about Mac Jones. Come on, man.
Nah. All right.
Nah, I really don't. I don't know about that.
Hey, they take everything serious.
All right.
I don't know about that.
Like I said, we'll be back.
Come on, Chauncey.
Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see y'all then. I know what it is.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.